Chief said he's making some announcement this morning. Didn't sound good at all. But we'll see in a few minutes. We took Cox in for questioning. You can interrogate him later. But first you should talk to Sato. He's in their office and there's some new intel on Moore and Cox for you. Okay, I'm on it. Listen, Conrad, I've been a little intense these past few days. These are special circumstances. You understand that, right? Sure, it's been kind of hard on us all. I gotta run. Talk to you later. Got a message come in. We've found 244 new offers fitting your search criteria. Why is he looking for a better house? Right, where's Saito? He's usually over this way, isn't he? Over to the left. Ah, good morning, Neil. Hey, Saito. Guy told me you had some new intel for me. Indeed, I put everything on our pinboard over there. Let me give you a quick overview. First, I assembled some basic info on James Moore and his wife. Second, I managed to pull their recent bank statements. Maybe you'll find something useful in there. That's all I could get my hands on for now, but I got more coming tomorrow. And third, I took a look at the CV of the guy who fired at you, Albert Cox. And guess what I found? He's a savant, and he grew up on Drovia. Oh, that's a surprise. I suspected he was working with the Liberators. Well, who knows, he still might. What's also interesting is that he changed his name 20 years ago. Shoot, we're running late to that meeting with the chief. Let's go, I'll tell you the rest on the way. Cox was born Albert Bolton. His parents owned a big company at the time, Bolton Security Services. They were responsible for the safety of the Savant colony on Drovia. You mean Sector 2? The one that blew up 40 years ago? Exactly. Bolton Security was sued into oblivion over the incident and eventually went bankrupt. When Cox had finished school, he changed his name and moved to Garia. That's when he founded his own security company using some grant money. Thank you, Saito. Great work as always. Oh, it's nothing. I just did some advanced browsing. Before we go in, I need to ask, is everything okay? You look not great. Just didn't get enough sleep lately. Thanks for asking. I think everyone's here. Let's start. Thank you all for coming. As many of you know, I've been working for the CDI for 28 years now. I've done everything in my power to defend the values of our plan stands for. Principles, freedom, tolerance, equal rights for everyone, and justice have been guiding all of my actions. He's a way to quit. Sounds like. I have always been proud of our work and our commitment to the Garian democracy. Sadly, the path to justice isn't always clear and we have to make difficult decisions. The murder of Joseph Barney has severely harmed the relationship between our planet and Drovia, and it puts the fragile peace in our solar system at risk. The Domestic Terrorism Division was charged with protecting Barney under my leadership. In light of our failure to do so, the Attorney General and I have agreed that the only appropriate response is for me to resign from my duties at the CDI, effective immediately. I hope that the separatist groups on Drovia will consider this a sign of sincere remorse and of our intention to make up for the damage that has been done. I enjoyed working with all of you, and I wish you nothing but the best. I hope that each of you will find your way of fighting for justice. I will still be in my office today if there are any open questions or issues you want to talk to me about. My successor will be announced by the Attorney General in the near future. Starting tomorrow, Agent Long will be taking over my responsibilities until a permanent replacement is found. Thank you and goodbye. Objectives updated. Talk to Guy or talk to the chief. Let's go talk to the chief. Hello, Conrad. How can I help you? I wanted to say goodbye. It was good working for you. Thank you, I appreciate it. I have to admit I'm surprised by your decision. It's not like you could have done much more to protect Barney. Come on, Conrad, we both know that it doesn't matter. Heads needed to roll for this. Chief. The AG fired you over something else, didn't she? I overheard your conversation yesterday. Why are you telling me this? It didn't sound like you were arguing about Barney's death. You're aware that you can be suspended for eavesdropping on your superiors. In fact, it seemed like you were suspecting the AG of something. Is that the real reason why she wanted to get rid of you? This one is out of your league, just respect the chain of command. I see. Chief? Why did we arrest Cox? I mean, it looks like it was the right call. But we didn't know at the time. And why didn't you give us the arrest order yourself? The AG didn't tell me why she wanted to do it, so I refused to give the order. So you didn't know either? No, it seems like it's classified, same as the information on a stick. I see. I'll have to pack up my things now. I wish you all the best for your career at the CDI. Thank you. Conrad, you're a smart man. Keep your eyes open. Talk to Gary. Let's go find Gary. Where's Gary going to be? Maybe in our office. We still need to look at this board, don't we? I need a quick bio break. I might get some coffee at the same time. I shall be right back. Okay, back again. Right, let's see if we can, I don't want to talk to him yet. Let's look on the board. He said he was going to leave info on the board, didn't he? Guy's further over. Let's talk to him first. What a day, huh? That was unexpected. Okay, I can't believe I'm standing in for the chief. I never thought they would pick me. I have to call my wife. Guess I'll be doing some overtime in the next few days. Don't you think it's strange that the AG fired him? But to admit she never really liked him. Maybe she was waiting for an opportunity. Someone had to get fired for Bonnie's death just for the optics, don't you think? Maybe. But the chief always did an excellent job. It didn't have to be him. I'm not thrilled about it either, but we should focus on the Liberator's threat. I don't want to start my new job with a string of terror attacks. Let's recap what we've got so far. Listen up, squad, time for a little wrap up. I suppose you're all as surprised as I am about our chief's sudden retirement. However, we need to focus on the Liberators and their plans now. Let's go over everything we got so far once more. Drovia's foreign minister Barney was shot last night by a sniper who goes by the name of Boyd. Boyd then went to see a woman called Zora, which seems to have been a deviation from their original plan. He convinced her to hand him a stick with confidential stolen data. The next morning, Boyd met another man to hand him that data. Abraham Gonzalez, CEO of the Drovian company Power Up. We were able to extract a deleted message from Gonzalez's cell which proves that someone paid him to fetch the stick and send the data to an unknown address once he was outside the Garian network. This leads us to believe that the data cannot be sent unnoticed via the web. Sorry, I'm just going to get comfy. Which applies only to the best kept secrets of the Garian government. We don't know who paid either of them. but the message to Gonzalez was sent via an encrypted channel in the Mercurius network. That means it must be one of the higher-ups of a large, publicly traded company. We don't know what was on DataStick, because we haven't been cleared for access yet. Yesterday morning, an anti-Salvant terror group calling themselves the Liberators publicly broadcast a video in which they claimed responsibility for Bani's murder. They also announced a second attack within 48 hours. Their broadcast was sent from the AdSpot building. They operate all the billboards across the city. At the time the video started, the building was being guarded by a Cox security employee. We have reason to believe that the perpetrator was another employee of that same company, James Moore. His wife says that he went on a holiday at Manami Tree Resort, but he never turned up there. We are currently running a planet-wide search for him, but without success so far. The CEO of Cox Security, Albert Cox, opened fire on Agent Conrad and myself when we went to arrest him. Why were you arresting Cox? It was an order from the Attorney General. Conrad convinced Cox to surrender. We arrested him and brought him in for questioning. He had been in the process of destroying hard drives before we arrived. Our IT department is currently trying to restore what's left of the data. Do you think that Cox is a key figure behind the Liberators? He certainly is involved with them in some way, but he doesn't have access to the Mercurius network. We have to assume that there is some bigger fish behind Cox. What's also strange is that he is a savant himself. He grew up on Drovia. Our current priority is to prevent any further attacks. Colroy, I want you to support the ongoing manhunt for James Moore. Young, we brought some stuff back from Cox's office. Work your magic on it, let us know if you find something. Saito, you keep gathering as much info as you can on our prime suspects. Conrad, you should check whether you can establish a motive. Why Moore would support the Liberators. Take a look at all the evidence we've got, including the information Saito put on our pin board. We should also have a chat with Cox. We brought him into the interrogation room in the basement. Roger that. That's all for now. One last thing, do any of you guys know how Agent Reed from the response team is doing? I do. He was hit by 2 high-velocity rounds that penetrated his vest. He can't move his right arm and it's a long way to recover, but he'll get there. Thanks for letting me know. We should send some flyers to the hospital. Gary. But now, right now, let's get to work. Come back to me when you've got something. We have a new sheet. Moore's motive is most likely something. We've still got that to figure out. We've still got that to figure out. Let's have a look at the bin board? The billboard. A bank statement. Whose bank statement is this? Why did they get 10,000 on the 5th? James Moore. Okay, this is James Moore's bank statement. Compensation maintenance. I wonder what that was for. So he normally only gets 600. So he got a lot more pay there. James Moore. Career. Fine for bodily harm, fine for attempted theft. Extended view, field of view, increased hand coordination. Petty larceny. No implants. Didn't mean to go into there again. Right. So we still don't know any of this. We don't know that. Moore's motive is probably his sick wife. I would have said. Right, let's go down and interrogate Cox. It's like just a canteen, yeah. Good afternoon, Mr. Cox. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I'm waiting for my legal team. You fired at my partner and me. Care to explain? I probably don't need to tell you that you didn't make the best first impression on us. Your behaviour and your company's involvement in yesterday's broadcast make it look like you're somehow involved with the Liberators. A quick look at your biography showed that you are a savant? A savant, and you grew up on... No. Gara, so I grew up on Drovia. Yeah, I knew that was wrong. Well, it doesn't matter. The fact is that you... Listen, I haven't told you anything. You clearly have nothing on me. So I got that wrong. I can't... Why do I do... I can submit that. I'm pretty sure that's his sick wife. Let's go submit that sheet. Does it not let me submit that? Oh, submit. Conroy, I just read your sheet of mirror. Looks like motive can be established. You should pay his wife another visit. She didn't seem to know anything yesterday. Maybe she'll tell you more if you confront her with her husband's motive. Roger that. See you there. My memory's so bad for these things. Look at this, we need a train service like that here. Always on time. Look at that. As soon as you get to the door, instant train.
Once again enveloped by the smell of the market, I thought back to the man I had been when Kat had brought me here. How did it all go so wrong? Deep down, I knew the answer. I was just too scared to commit to my family. It was so much easier to care about something that didn't have to like you back. That wouldn't go away if you didn't want it to. For me, that was my job. But ironically, protecting myself like that only made it hurt so much worse. Now that Laura was out of my reach, the pain of being separated was only amplified by the knowledge that I had missed so many opportunities to be with her.
Which room was it? I thought it was one of these. Hello, Mrs. Moore. Oh, it's you again. Hello. Sorry to disturb you a second time, but I need to ask you a few more questions. So you're still after my husband? I told you he was on vacation in Femus. He isn't. We checked the ID scanners at all spaceports on Gara and Femus. He never left the planet. You must have overlooked something. Listen, I love James, but he's just a poor devil. Shouldn't the CDI be taking care of the big fish? James isn't one of them. I think you're underestimating your husband. He might be about to make a grave mistake. Did you see the Liberators video yesterday? It was hard to miss, yeah. We have reason to believe that your husband is affiliated with them. Seriously? That's what you came up with? He might have sold drugs or started a fight once or twice, but this is completely out of his league. We did some research, and it seems like your husband has a strong motive. Your husband is being paid for the attack, and he needs the money for your medication. It's true that I suffer from a lung condition, but we've always managed. If Ray carries out this attack and we catch him, he goes to prison for life. If we get him before, the sentence will be significantly less severe. Did you also find out how I got my condition? I was a miner at the Millex mine on Femus. Turned out that I was inhaling harmful gases for months, every day. Bosses knew about it, but the money was too good. Hundreds of people's lungs were irreversibly damaged. And you know what? Millex got away with it. They were all cleared of all charges. No compensation at all. We have to pay for our medicine ourselves. Why are you going after my husband and after people like them? I'm really sorry that happened to you, but there's nothing I can do about it right now. What we can do is stop your husband from doing something really stupid. We have reason to believe that he is involved in an imminent terror attack. Is there anything you didn't tell me? I need to know right now. What happens if you're right and you catch him? He would probably go to prison for a few years, but it would be much worse if we caught him after the fact. I saw a message on his cell phone before he left. It was a booking confirmation from a hotel, but it wasn't on Femus. It was the Corian Hotel here in Gara. I thought he might be cheating on me. He booked it until tomorrow. Thank you, Mrs. Moore. You've been very helpful. Promise me he won't get hurt. He's an idiot, but he is a good guy. Please, I need him. Promise to do my best. Listen, I'm pregnant. He's about to do something stupid. Remind him of our unborn son. That will make him consider his decisions. I will. Thank you for your help.
The Corian Hotel. I didn't even need to look that up. It was directly next to the Grand Church at Corian Square, one of the most important houses of prayer for Saviants here on Gara. It probably would be crowded with believers and tourists tomorrow morning. No doubt it was the Liberator's next target. The rush of making progress in the case only lasted a few moments until I realized that now I had to make a tough decision. If I told Zora about the target, I couldn't tell the CDI, and vice versa.
So what's he going to do? Who's that? Oh, it's Zora. Hey. Back. You startled me. What do you want? Check in with how your investigation is going, but not here. Too crowded. Follow me. Come on. I know a spot. Where is she? Is that her in the purple? Did I lose her? Where is she? I lost her. Oh, it must be down here. Okay. This is better. The hell are you doing here? Are you following me? I told you I'd get back to you. Anything new on a client or what they're planning to do? Oh no, what do we do? I might know where the next attack is taking place. Good, where is it? I can't just tell you that. Well, and I can't protect your daughter if you won't work with us. You need to tell us where and when the attack is taking place. We'd like to have a chat with the people carrying it out, but there can't be any CDI at the scene. Are you saying your people will prevent the attack? We'll take with us the people who are trying to carry it out. People's lives are at stake here. The CDI needs to intercept that attack. Laura's life is certainly at stake. What are you planning on doing with the attackers? What will happen to them? We will ask them who they're working for. You just ask them and let them go. Don't worry about that. We won't let them go through with their plans. I suspect there will be an attack at the Grand Church at Corian Square tomorrow morning. Is that the truth? It's what I think is the truth. Good, thank you. Remember not to tell anyone at the CDI. I did what you asked. Are you letting Laura go now? Not yet. Let's wait and see how things play out tomorrow. You want a beer? A beer? Are you out of your mind? What, do you think I poisoned it or something? I thought you said humans were good. Have a little faith. I'm not drinking it. Hey, listen. You know I thought about what you said. I don't think I'm good, or ever have been, but I will say this. I talked to your daughter today. She's a good kid. I do not like the prospect of her getting hurt. So please don't mess this up. How can you then get her out of there, please? Well, my boss won't let that happen. It's all in your hands. If all goes well tomorrow and the guy talks, we might get everything we need. If we can't get to the client that way, we'll have to get the data after all. In that case, you'll have to help us with the hack. The back door was set up successfully from your cell. Let's hope we won't have to use it. I have to admit that was pretty ballsy of you to protect your partner like that. You could even call it selfless. I don't think there's such a thing. No matter what you tell yourself, at the end of the day you do what you do for your own gain. Sometimes it's a few layers removed, but in the end it's all selfishness with extra steps. I disagree. This is just a convenient way to justify the fucked up things you do. Nihilism can be used as a shield, just like faith. It's convenient to say nothing matters because it makes being in this world hurt a little less. But even you don't like the thought of harming Laura, do you? I think you're doing your best to ignore your conscience. You'll have to face it at some point. Not if I die first. Well, this has been fun. Break is over. I have some business to take care of. I'll let you know tomorrow how it went. Got an email in. How do we do this bit? How did we get to the harbour? I don't know how you get to the harbour. I wouldn't have mind working on that. Conrad, how did it go? Any news from Moore's wife? No, not really. If Moore's behind all this, then she doesn't know about it. Fuck, the attack's going down tomorrow morning and we still have no clue what it's going to be. How is it possible that we don't get a grip on those fuckers? Looks like the only thing we do is ramp up security all over Gara and hope that they won't go through with their attack. Go home and get some sleep. Talk to you later. There's Cox security. Can't go and look in here for anything? Probably not. So how do we get to the harbour, guy?
I felt like shit for letting Zora and her accomplices intercept the attack. There were so many ways this could go wrong. I didn't want them to take more, or worse yet, somehow miss him and let the attack happen. Don't get me wrong, I didn't regret telling Zora what I knew to protect Laura, but endangering the lives of innocent people wasn't an acceptable trade-off. I couldn't tell the CDI, or even call in an anonymous tip with the police, because the chance was too high that Zora would suspect me. There was no other way. If I wanted to make sure things didn't go south, I had to go to the church myself. I left in the middle of the night, hoping it wasn't already too late.
So which train station are we at just now? Into the church. Let's just see if there's any other doors here. There's no news to look at. Nothing along there, was there? Which way? That's the church over there. Okay, so we have to go that way. Okay. Good evening, sir. Is this place open? Evening? I'm sorry, but the temple is closed until 6 in the morning. Could you let me in just for a second? It would be very important to me. I won't touch anything. Sorry, but what is this about? We had to increase security ever since that video came out. These are scary times for us savants. Someone sprayed "fuck savants" on one of the temple walls. Listen, I lost something during the evening ritual, and I need it back from my morning practice. Can I go in and get it real quick? My wawas. I see, I forgot mine all the time. Happens easily because they're not part of the final meditation. Do you know where you left them? Yeah, I think so. Fine, go grab them. Please make it quick and don't tell anybody. Thank you, sir. Just as well I remembered about that. They were mentioned before. find Moore. Okay. Look out for any clues. Not a lot there, was there? Right, do we go up or do we go down? Let's go up. Not a lot up here, eh? Mr. Moore, this is the CDI. Hands in there right now. Step away from the device. How did he know? They're here. Listen carefully. They'll shoot you if you don't cooperate, okay? What the fuck are you on about? What's going on here? Mr. Moore, I'm CDI. You have to trust me. Tell them whatever they... I didn't do anything, okay? I'm just following orders from my boss. Tell them that. Tell who? The people walking up the stairs right now. Tell them the truth if you want to live. And if we're lucky, they won't take you away. Neil, what the hell are you doing here? Don't shoot. Stand down, all of you. Who the fuck is that, Zora? That's our mole. Ignore him. Go get the other guy and make sure we don't blow up. Mr. Moore, you're coming with us. Neil, what is this about? I hope this isn't some kind of trap, because if it is, Laura's dead. What the? Who are you? Leave me alone. It's not a trap. I'm here alone. Where are you taking him? That's none of your business. We had a deal. Moore's just a pawn in this. Listen, I think Moore's just a pawn in this. There are bigger fish in the background. They are the ones we should have a closer look at. Okay, have a closer look at them then. So you're leaving Moore alone? No. No, please, I didn't do anything. Let me take him in. He deserves a fair trial. What are you talking about? Zora, we need to run. Sorry, Neil. We have to make sure you won't follow us. Punch up. Somebody's running away.
When I came to, my head and my shoulder hurt, and I was cold. I remember feeling relief when I realized I was still in the church and not tied up in the back of a van. Everybody else was gone without a trace, except for the bomb. I approached it carefully, but quickly realized it was disabled, or had never been fully assembled in the first place. I knelt down to examine the explosives, looking for clues pointing me to their origin. If Young had been there, she could have run a full analysis. Lucky for me, the explosives were clearly identifiable from their shape and labeling alone. These were Cineon sticks, used in chamber blasting. Nobody had access to those outside of the mining industry. I stepped back, satisfied for a moment. Then the rest of reality came crashing down on me. What would Zora's boss do when he heard that I was here? What were they planning on doing with Moore? And fuck, what about the guard?
Let's investigate the bomb. Explosives.
I hadn't heard him resist the intruders, so that was a good sign. My heart started racing while I quietly went back down the stairs.
It's used in the mining industry, but we knew that anyway. Enter the train. I wonder what's downstairs. Oh, who's this? Sir, are you okay? What's going on here? I wanted to check what took you so long, and then I saw a bunch of people with guns walk in. I hid between the benches, and they either didn't see me or didn't care about me. Yeah, I saw them. I hid in the attic. What did they do up there? They took a look around and left again. Maybe they were looters hoping to find something valuable. There's nothing valuable here. Don't they know that savants don't care about worldly possessions? I'll call the police. Good call. I can't stick around or my will will start to worry about me. Wait, the police will want to take your testimony. Sorry, I don't really want to be implicated in that kind of stuff. Please don't mention I was here at all. It was just a matter of wrong time, wrong place. But, good night, sir. I want to look down here. What's down here? It's just a dead end. Oh, I can walk around here though. Let's get to the train. Louisville again, 1 AM. Talk to Cat and go to sleep. Do we go talk to Cat? Guess so. Our house is just along here, isn't it? Neil, anything new? No. Shit, I'm so scared. What if those people are lying to you? What if they never planned on letting her go? I've talked to them. They assured me they're only after the data. They'll keep their word, okay? Tell you what. If we don't have her back by tomorrow, I'll come clean and ask the CDI for help. Okay, yeah, okay. That sounds good. Hey Neil, I'm glad I'm not alone in this. Same. I kind of missed talking to you these last few years. I'm so sorry I didn't spend more time with you and Laura. I just couldn't. It hurt. I know how selfish that sounds, and it is. It sucks. No, I understand. I can relate. I always asked you to take care of Laura more, but sometimes I felt like doing it by myself was easier than seeing you again and again. There. I'll get home and catch some sleep. See you tomorrow. Okay, see you. Right, when was this saved last? 2 minutes ago. Gonna download news? Escalation on Jovia. In the aftermath of Barney's death and the shocking announcement broadcast by his murderers, the situation on Jovia has come to a head. Large demonstrations and some violent clashes with security, some of which were allegedly instigated by Savant Front members, have rocked the colony over the past 24 hours. Multiple stores, most of them Gauian owned, have been demolished and looted. Protesters were holding signs demanding Jovian self-governance. Others warned of repercussions for Gauian murderers. In a statement this afternoon, Prime Minister Marov ordered the protesters to refrain from violence, but also assured them that Gara would see severe consequences for what transpired. Meanwhile, Garian Savant Council urged President Robertson to do everything in his power to prevent any further attacks, and anything else that could escalate the situation. Savants on Garia are fearing for their lives, their spokesman, Ivan Broker, said. We have heard many reports of people staying home instead of going to school or work because they are terrified. Garia's authorities and terrorism experts seem baffled by the Liberator's sudden emergence. They came out of nowhere, says Professor Melissa Villard, expert on political extremism at Melina University. They did not emerge from an existing known movement, which is very rare and frankly strange. Phone call. Hey Saito, what is it? Hey Neil, I've got some good news. Our IT department finally managed to retrieve some of the data Cox was trying to destroy. Most of it are rare bills and contracts that aren't important for our case, still pretty illegal though. But they also found a message that caught my eye. Like the one to Gonzalez, it was sent via the Mercurius network. Pretty sure it comes from whoever is behind the Liberators. I'll forward it to your cell. Good work, Saito. I'll have a look at it tomorrow morning. Need to catch some sleep first. Sounds like we're finally making headway in our investigation. See you tomorrow. Albert, it's been a while since we last talked. I hope you're doing well. First, I'd like to thank you for the good work over the years. I'm glad that a fellow Drovian has taken care of securing our Terlanium transports on Gara. Second, I have a proposal to make. Since our cooperation has been going so well, I thought we could extend it a little. I could use your help with an operation I've been planning for a few years now. It doesn't come without risk, but I can assure you that the payment will be good, and even more importantly, that the mission promises a bright future for both our companies, and revenge for what happened to your parents. Let me know if you're interested. Somebody called A. Into the slow elevator.
You may be asking yourself how I remained functional throughout all of this. How I didn't just collapse under the pressure and the looming prospect of losing my daughter forever. I think the truth is that over the years, I had gotten really good at tuning out the voice that always tormented me, that had always told me horrible shit. This was just adding to it. More to repress, more bubbling beneath the surface. Maybe if it had gone on for long enough, I would have imploded sooner or later.
Oh, she's back again, is she? There you are. Zora, what is it this time? I'm here to tell you that my boss is happy with how things went. I didn't tell him that you showed up. Don't pull something like that again, okay? What did you do to Moore? That's none of your business. Tell me, I gave him to you. We just talked to him, but it looks like he doesn't know much. He says his boss ordered him to do it and he doesn't know who's behind all of it. We'll have to rely on that backdoor to the CDI network after all. Taking the data back seems to be the best way to get our money right now, but we need your help to go through with it. Here's how this will go. At 7 o'clock tonight, our hackers will commence the attack, but it will only work if we have someone who is physically at the CDI computer at that time. A new user named 4x458 will pop up and request admin privileges that you'll have to grant. Zora, I have no idea what that means or how it works. I don't even know if my account can do that. I was afraid I'd say that. I guess you'll have to ask a system admin to help you out. How do you think that'll go? Hey IT, could you help me invite some hackers onto our network? Isn't there someone on your team you can ask? Someone who will believe you if you tell them you're doing the right thing? You know, you're talking about Sato. I can't. What if he says no? That's for you to figure out. You're a good talker. Force him if you have to. Once we're in, we won't have much time until we're kicked from the system automatically. We'll have mere seconds to navigate to the right folder. In order to make it in time, we need to have an idea where to find the data, for which in turn, we'll have to know what that data is about, and that's your job to find out. How's that sheet going that I sent you? I'm making progress, but I'm not sure if I have all the information I need. And hurry up, you'll have to submit it by 1900 so we can start the hack. Okay. I'll call you once you've sent me the sheet. Make sure you're on a CDI computer with your friend to let us in. Put the date on a stick and hand it to us at 11 tonight. I'm sending you the coordinates for our meeting spot. It's a bit further out, so make sure to be on your way in time. If we get the data tonight, I'll promise you'll have Laura back tomorrow. It will be the last thing we ask of you. How am I supposed to believe you'll let Laura go? You can't know. You'll have to take my word for it. If I drag Sato into it and he tells anyone, I'll lose my job. I'll probably go to prison. Throw me a bone. I need to know she'll be fine if I do this. Tell me it makes a difference to you. It can't mean nothing to you to take a young life. It isn't up to me. You keep saying that, but it isn't really. Do you have zero control over what happens? If you can do something, please tell me it isn't all the same to you if she lives or dies. Do what I say and she'll live, okay? But what if things go south? If Sato won't help me, or if we don't have the right folder? You keep dodging the question. Tell me a human life has some value to you. It would end at some point anyway. Oh, give me a break. Everything is so easy if nothing means anything. Like you care about human life. What did you think would happen if you left Noir to us? Was I supposed to put my daughter in harm's way instead? Whatever, your badge and gun betray you. You're a murderer like me. You're wrong about that. There's only one person whose death I'm directly responsible for. And you know what? It fucks me up. It's been years and it still fucks me up. Is that so? I was chasing down a perp in a car, lost control and crashed into a building. The woman inside was dead on the spot, so quickly that she couldn't feel any pain or fear. That's what they said to me. And they didn't put you away for it? No, they didn't. Look, most people are garbage. There's a good chance the world is better off without her. How would you classify yourself then? Oh, definitely garbage. Wouldn't you agree that the world would be better off without most people in it? I don't agree. Human life has inherent value and a bad person can always change. I've said what I came here to say. You know what needs to be done. Zora. Hey Horace, how's it going? Let's just see what it was last saved. Saved.
After I woke up, I stared at the ceiling for a while. Zora's words rang in my head. 7 o'clock tonight. I had to do what they asked of me, but I wasn't sure where the data they wanted was stored. I was running out of time. I sat up and made a decision. The sheet on the Liberators. I needed to complete it now. I had a feeling that all the puzzle pieces were there. If I found out who was in charge of the Liberators, I might finally understand what the data was all about and where to look for it. Or maybe I could force them to pay Zora's boss so he'd let Laura go.
Right, I am going to stop there for today. We shall carry this on next Saturday. If you have been watching and like what you've seen, a follow would be greatly appreciated. Helps the channel out. These will be going back up on YouTube shortly. What day is this? This is Sunday. I shall be back on Wednesday with more Near Replicant that we're playing just now, and I back with this Lacuna on Saturday. So until next time, you all take care, be safe, and I shall say bye for now.